Hi, my name is Veronica, and you're watching Deontay's Boxing Nation. How did that one do?
That was very good. Do just maybe one or two more, okay?
Anthony Joshua. So therefore, I don't know if he's frustrated or under pressure or whatever he is, but this fight is going to get done. You know, you just have to go through the process and let the lawyers go through the process.
What's the situation with arbitration? Because I know the last time we spoke, you said, everything's fine, we're moving forward. Doesn't seem like everything's fine. Deontay Wilder's missus left a comment on a post that I did regarding, Saudi Arabia being announced as the site. And she's like, well, he can't fight anyone until he fights Deontay next. So is there a step aside? What's going on? Is there any?
Their business. Look, this arbitration is not going to lead to an injunction to stop at the undisputed fight. If they have to do a deal with Deontay Wilder, I have no idea.
Deontay's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? First things first, let me go ahead and shout out Michelle Phelps of Behind the Gloves. That was an interview or a clip you guys seen where she's interviewing Eddie Hearn. You can watch the full video on her channel. But I think it's really sad because Michelle Phelps is like one of the only people out there, only reporters out there that are asking real questions. Not trying to beat around the bush and ask the safe questions, not trying to ask questions to protect any fighter. She's usually asking real questions because Michelle is the first person to ask Eddie Hearn about the arbitration situation with Deontay Wilder. Usually every single person that interviews Eddie, they just talk about the AJ fight. When is it going to happen? Where is it going to be at? Et cetera, et cetera. It's almost like a lot of reporters, they felt as long as we don't bring it up, hopefully the problem will just go away. But Michelle, she put it right in Eddie Hearn's face. And it's crazy because Eddie Hearn, he's done like 100 videos, 100 interviews telling fans the fight will be announced next week. The fight will be announced next week. The fight will be announced in a couple of days. He's been saying this for over, 6 months now? And not one interview did he ever mention the arbitration situation with Deontay Wilder. Now, you notice in this interview, as soon as Michelle asked him the question, the first thing he said is, that's their problem. So it's crazy because he says that's their problem, right? But then right after that, he says, but there's no way the injunction can stop the fight from taking place, the Tyson versus Anthony Joshua fight. But when you say that's their problem, it sounds like you really don't know if the arbitration can stop the fight. Because you're saying that that's not your business, but it has to be your business. Because if you're telling people it's not your business, that means you don't know what's going on when it comes to the arbitration. Therefore, if that's the point, there's no reason to continuously promise fans that the fight will be announced for sure in the next 2 days, in the next 2 weeks, whatever. I mean, about a month ago, or maybe a couple months ago, it seemed like everyone, at one point, everyone that was trying to make this fight, Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn, maybe I shouldn't say everyone, because Frank Warren, he's always been a little pessimistic about the situation. He's always hinted that the arbitration may stop this fight from coming to fruition. But before Bob Arum, he said the same thing that Eddie said. He said that, that injunction is not going to stop this fight from taking place. He says, sure, they may fine us or something. They may fine Tyson Fury. There may be some type of step aside money, but they don't have the power to stop the actual fight. And now we hear, according to Michelle, like she said, now we find out that Deontay Wilder's wife, she came out and said, Tyson Fury, he can't fight anyone else until he fights Deontay Wilder. And now that you find out that Bob Arum, he's kind of changed his tune, and he's saying to Eddie Hearn, and he's saying to the public, I would bet Eddie Hearn money that this fight is not going to happen. This is what Bob Arum said a day after he came from the meeting for the arbitration situation. He drove or flew whatever all the way to California to go to the arbitration meeting. And right after he left that meeting, this is what he said. He said, I bet you the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight won't happen. His exact words were, if I had to bet, I would tell you it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, for Deontay Wilder's wife to post something like that, knowing that the whole boxing world is going to see it, and she says Tyson Fury can't fight anyone until he fights Deontay Wilder. That's obviously information she's getting straight from Deontay Wilder. That's obviously information that they're getting straight from the arbitration. You even hear Tyson Fury singing a whole new tune now. You guys remember about a month ago, he was saying there's no way I would ever fight Deontay Wilder again. He said the way he talked about me being a gypsy and et cetera, accusing me of cheating, I will never fight that man again. This is what he was saying. Now even Tyson Fury is saying, who knows, Deontay Wilder might be next. And a lot of times they ask him questions, he's like, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about this. I can't talk about that, because the gag order is in effect. You know, that's the reason why Deontay Wilder is not doing any interviews, because they can't talk about the arbitration situation. I mean, you guys remember when Tyson Fury, he was supposed to fight some guy back last December, right? And a couple of weeks before the fight, all of a sudden he pulled out. And he said it was because of money issues. It was because of this. He said it was for every reason except for the arbitration that he's dealing with when it comes to the Deontay Wilder situation. And once again, if you listen to what his wife said, Tyson Fury can't fight anyone else until he fights Deontay Wilder. It seems like it was proven right there. And now here Tyson Fury is once again trying to fight someone else, and he's finding it very difficult. I truly believe Tyson and his team, they really thought, you know, boxing is the wild, wild west. You know, they really felt, man, we ain't got to worry about no damn rematch clause. We do whatever we want to do. I know we promised that we'll fight him next, but what are they going to do? I'm going to fight somebody else. And now they're finding out it's a lot harder than they thought. Now they're finding out it's a lot more serious than they thought. I've told you guys several times on multiple videos, if Deontay Wilder is going to take step-aside money so Tyson can fight Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder is going to have to really tax Tyson Fury. Because if he takes peanuts, something like $10 million, at least peanuts for Deontay Wilder, if he takes $10 million, then all that does, there's a very good chance, I should say, that Tyson Fury will just give him that $10 million, fight Anthony Joshua, and never fight Deontay Wilder. And say, I don't care what you guys do, I'm retiring. Especially if Tyson Fury was able to beat Anthony Joshua, right? So what I said is, if he's going to take step-aside money, it's going to have to be so much damn money to where Tyson Fury would have to second guess it and say, you know what? If I got to pay all that damn money, maybe it just makes more sense for me to honor my rematch clause and fight Deontay Wilder first. And Derek Chisora came out and he said almost the same thing that Deontay Wilder's wife said. He said the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight is not going to happen until Tyson Fury fights Deontay Wilder. Because if he doesn't fight Deontay Wilder, he's going to have to pay $80 million for Deontay Wilder to step aside. This is what Derek Chisora said, which obviously sounds like someone gave him this information. I mean, it doesn't make sense for a boxer to come out of nowhere and just make up something like that, especially when it comes to making up a certain number. Someone told him this, and probably someone of significance told him this. Listen, let me just put it this way. We don't know what's going to happen for certain, but there should definitely be an announcement really, really soon. And that announcement is only going to consist of two fights. It's either going to be Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder in the trilogy. Let's see what gets announced. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com. Like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Hello, my name is Dominic. I just got my procedure done here at South Carolinas. I was recommended by Deontay's Boxing Nation, and it's real. And here's the results. The brother out here, Brother Enoch, is real, and it's a very, very, very good recommendation. I recommend it. 4 hours, you in, you out, and it's the rest of your life.
So if anyone in the world wants this hookup, make sure you contact my man Enoch at 704-499-3471 and make sure to follow him on Instagram.
An important message from Youth Fountain Laboratory, makers of VasoFlux and VasoFlux for Men. If you're over the age of 35 and over the years you've eaten pizza, dairy foods, deli meats, or meats with fat, you are likely to have some degree of plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. This increases your risk of suffering a stroke or heart attack exponentially, and no one wants such a catastrophic event to occur. Introducing Blackout. Blackout is made of all natural ingredients proven to help dissolve clots in the blood, remove calcium deposits and plaque from the walls of veins and arteries, improve viscosity of the blood, improve elasticity of the veins and arteries, treat varicose veins, and prevent the reoccurrence of plaque buildup. For more information, visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856. And remember, to help unclog veins and arteries, get the Blackout.